Teaching this curriculum is transformative for me as a teacher, and I've seen it be transformative over the years in scores of students.
In order to really understand an issue and to think about the parallels, to see those and fully grapple with it and apply it, you need to be able to put yourself in that history.
When teaching the Holocaust, I think it's important to show students the power of witness and how testimony and remembrance and experience are really key to preserving our past and securing our future.
I feel incredibly blessed to be given the opportunity and to have the freedom to be able to teach about the Holocaust.
I think it's critically important to be teaching the Holocaust in schools. It's not just enough to know it. You never again can you say, I never knew. But then the next step is, now that I know this, what am I going to do with this information? How am I going to make this part of my life and my community to build a more peaceful world? Watching those conversations happen in the classroom, it's a beautifully hopeful time when you see students deeply engage in this, okay, so I don't want to have this happen again, and then that you can see incidents of stereotyping or prejudice or discrimination or hate crimes that are happening today. You see them make those connections. We talk about these were just regular people that did this. All of us as human beings, unfortunately, have the capacity to be both perpetrator and victim. Nobody wants to be that way. So let's talk through how we hold on to our humanity. If you know who you are, you're going to know what the right thing to do is. So we bring that individual piece into learning about the Holocaust.
I think teaching the Holocaust in schools is significant. For creative writing students, it shows them that their voice matters. They can make a difference if they tell their experiences. We look at art, we look at poetry, we look at nonfiction texts, essays. It's really important for me to give them a testimony of those who have experienced this. I think it makes it more relatable and understandable for them.
Using my background knowledge, what can I assume, Elena?
The mother likely knows that when they get there, there's a high chance that they'll be separated and probably killed.
Our core text is Night. We focus on studying the power of language. Elie Wiesel says in his introduction that one of the greatest crimes of the Holocaust was the inability to communicate what actually happened. So my focus is looking at the language and the text and how words can convey meaning. I feel like it's important that students understand the power of witness and how one voice and one testimony and one story can really impact another person and can make a difference.
The topic of the Holocaust, I find that it's in many ways both the easiest and hardest way to drag empathy out of our students. There's a lot that they learn just from the interactions that come out of the topic itself.
Yeah, just one of the 10 steps of genocide because of identification.
Yes. Yeah. And so they're learning about different patterns that you can see the buildup, how a group might be ostracized for a long period of time and then eventually is a target, right, of violence. They read the Weimar Constitution and start to understand, oh, those are laws that we have, right? Oh, this is a democracy or democratic republic, right? There was representation and people ignored signs. Their minds are blown, but it also, comes together. And it's this really powerful moment. Violence can be just around the corner if we're not cautious. I don't think you can be a critical thinker without being empathetic. And it makes them better citizens when they go out into the world to be ready for that kind of question.
I think it is vital to teach the Holocaust today. It has changed their lives. We delved into it, we read some novels, we did some stories, and we went to hear a Holocaust survivor speak. And because of that unit, the kids, not only did their reading and literacy levels improve vastly, but their levels of empathy improved. So it had a good social emotional effect as well. My students are immigrants and refugees, so they have seen and felt prejudice and bigotry firsthand. They were touched personally by some of the marches, some of the white supremacy marches, particularly in 2017. There was one in Murfreesboro. They have seen what happened with the Jewish people. They've seen other forms of genocides. They feel it, so they know the end result.
Do you feel like you've ever had someone be prejudiced against you?
They say it's just a joke, don't take it serious, and then you know how you feel.
It might start as a joke, but it doesn't feel like a joke to you, does it?
No, it doesn't feel like a joke.
They can prevent further atrocities from happening, first of all, by knowing how these things occur, and secondly, by having the courage to speak up.
When you're talking about something as horrific as the Holocaust and your ultimate aim is to not have these things happen again, you can't come away with a knowledge of the Holocaust that makes any sense about building a better world if you don't feel compassionate.
It's important for me to remind students that even though we have tremendous loss and grief, we also have hope, and we can talk about motivation for survival and really what makes people human. There are people helping each other at the end of the day, and I think it's important to highlight that and not forget that as well.
It was such a significantly horrific moment in our history that we just need to keep it alive, keep returning to the questions that drive us.
Never again needs to be engraved in their hearts. They need to know that it happened once and it can happen again.